to close to 500.
I'd be amazed if this team ends up with a winning record. I mean,
and by Tennessee Institute of Electronics.
Cleveland is ranked #1 in Tennessee in Class 4A. The Raiders have won 23 straight games and are the defending state champions. Powell's ranked #4. The Panthers' offense is one of the most explosive in the KFL, and they've once again proven to be a team that's tough to tame. Powell hosts Cleveland for the Region 3 championship on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. It's a real scream. And it's next.
I came to Center for Sight for an eye exam and found that I had cataracts. And I've had the cataract surgery in one eye with the implant. And after the surgery, I was really amazed at what I had been missing. After discovering I had cataracts, Center for Sight gave me my sight back. I have another chance.
Aladdin is back. Yes! All your favorite characters from the movie. Coming to you 5 days a week on Aladdin the TV series.
Over the top, high five.
With all new stories. All new action. Brand new adventures.
Yo.
It's Aladdin the series.
Wow. Weekday afternoons at 5:30 on TNI, the I channel.
Welcome to Hayworth Field at Scarborough Stadium on the campus of Powell High School. The game of the year in Region 3 of Class 4A as the Powell Panthers host top-ranked Cleveland Blue Raiders. Hi there, everybody. I'm Mark Nagy, joined as always by Scott Bristol. And Scott, the big news tonight should have been a 7:30 start. Instead, it's starting at 8:30. The Blue Raiders bus broke down, delaying the start of this game, and that has to have an effect on both of these teams.
Yeah, Mark, it really will. It'll be interesting to see what kind of effect it has on the teams mentally and physically, and especially so for Cleveland because they had the long bus ride from Cleveland to start with. So if it's going to affect it, the game, it'll affect the players early on.
The hometown Powell Panthers are led by one name, number 44, Chris Robbins. Their running back. The kid has got great breakaway ability, and you can't bring him down with only one arm tackle, can you, Scott?
No, you really can't. He's averaging 6.5 yards a carry, has 12 TDs on the year, just an outstanding running back. And along with Chris Robbins in the backfield for Powell, you have Matt Lowe, the quarterback. Matt Lowe has 1,100 yards passing on the year, and he's really an aggressive runner. So when you watch for him to take off out of the pocket and deliver the hit instead of taking the punishment himself.
Let's talk about the Cleveland Blue Raiders for 1 second. They have one of the best running backs in the state of Tennessee. He's getting a lot of looks from Division I schools, and his name is Dante Hickey. 6th in scoring in East Tennessee, and this kid has got great speed, hard to bring down because you just can't catch him.
No, you really can't. I love the way he runs because he'll follow his blockers, and at the last second gives you a stutter step and takes off. Very fast, very explosive.
We're coming to you for this game from a capacity crowd well above probably all fire laws, and it should be an incredible game. There's got to be pressure on both these teams. It is for the Region 3 championship here in Class 4A.
It is for the Region 3 championship. Cleveland has won 23 straight, defending state champions. A win tonight's a school record 24. But you don't want to play this game on the road, so the winner takes all the marbles, and the loser has to go on the road for the playoffs.
This is going to be a fun one to watch, and you're watching it on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. It's coming up, so stay tuned.
The world's greatest super sleuth.
I am Darkwing Duck.
Equipped with all the latest high-tech spy gear. Fearless in his pursuit of any foe. Internationally renowned in the martial arts. And a master at pulling the right strings. He's keeping the world safe. From the most diabolical criminals. He's Darkwing Duck.
Weekday afternoons at 4 right here on TNI, the I channel.
And here they come out of the locker room. It's the home team ready to make their way on the field. The Powell Panthers. 8-1 is their record this season in Region 3 of Class 4A. And you're going to hear a huge roar from the crowd when they make their way onto the field. Brad Waller, number 4, will lead them out on the field. And here they come. Jason Painter in there too. A little bit of stumbling, but they're ready to play. Hi there, everybody. Once again, I'm Mark Nagy, joined as always by Scott Bristol. And these Powell Panthers look fired up, making their way on the field in front of a capacity crowd here tonight at Scarborough Stadium.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, we talked in the pregame about the delay to start this game because of Cleveland's bus breaking down. And I can tell you, these kids are ready to play some football. They're tired of waiting around.
Now, we talk about Powell. We did mention Matt Lowe, and we mentioned Chris Robbins. But let's talk a bit about one player that will not be on the field for them tonight. Colin Steen was suspended a few days ago, and he's going to be a major loss for the Panthers tonight. Coach Clark Duncan's team is going to have to spread the offense around a little bit more to pick up for the lack of their star wide receiver.
Yeah, they're really going to have to compensate for him. Colin Steen, 10 touchdowns. He's not playing tonight, so Powell has some pretty big shoes to fill in that area.
Colin Steen had been called Mr. Versatility in some newspapers, and he played about 4 positions. It's going to be a major loss for them tonight. Now, when we talk about Cleveland, they also had their starting quarterback get suspended earlier in the season, Corey Prigmore, and Tez Davis has taken over for him as quarterback, and Tez Davis, the junior, has done a nice job in filling in. Cleveland is still undefeated.
Yeah, Cleveland's still undefeated. We were talking to their radio crew before the game. They said Tez Davis, who is a junior, is doing an excellent job filling in and hasn't turned the ball over either since he came into the starting lineup. So Benny Monroe has to be happy with the way Davis has stepped in at quarterback, and they haven't missed a beat.
There you see the captains for both teams introducing themselves and ready to go for the coin flip. Carlos Thompson and Dante Hickey are the 2 captains for Cleveland. You see the Powell players, lots of unity on this team, and you just take a look on the field and it just appears that Powell is a lot bigger than Cleveland. Maybe it's the coloring of the uniforms too, makes them appear a little bit bigger.
Yeah, that's what you and I were talking about, Mark, before we came on the air. The Powell squad looks not only bigger in number but also bigger in size. It may be the uniform. And we covered their game against Maryville this year, and they do have a big offensive line. Very powerful squad that opens up those holes for Matt Lowe and Chris Robbins.
This one should be a fun one to watch, the Region 3 Class 4A Championship. We've been pumped up for this game all day, even at the extra hour. Let's see who won this coin toss. It appears that Powell has won the toss, and they elect to receive. So the Powell Panthers offense will get their first chance on the field. What are a couple of things that we should look for them on offense? As we said in their Maryville game that you saw here on TNI a few weeks ago, they really spread the offense around a lot, used the entire field.
Yeah, they really do. I love the way they operate their offense. They spread the field completely apart, which spreads the defense apart. And then look for Matt Lowe to either if he doesn't hand the ball off to Robbins or another one of the running backs, he's not afraid to throw the ball 1,100 yards passing. Also, he can run the ball. I mean, this is a very versatile quarterback who's not afraid to take a lick from the defensive players.
Another thing that's very interesting about this Powell team, we found this one out a couple hours ago, number 33. Their tackle, or rather their end, Wiley King, normally is number 99. But a really nice story about him, his brother, who passed away a couple of years ago, Rudy Stinson, he wore number 33. And this is the first time that Wiley King will wear that number tonight.
That young man has to be especially fired up to wear his brother's number, and look to see what kind of impact he has this evening.
So Powell will be kicking off, and you can see a lot of fired up intensity from this team. This is the game of the year in Region 3 of Class 4A, and you're watching it right here on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. Cordero will kick off for
Very
Cleveland.
powerful leg for Cleveland and Cordero.
Normally a soccer player, looks to be playing at East Tennessee to play soccer next year and may also play football. The kid's got a strong leg. TNI's High School Football Game of the Week is underway. Here's Matt Lowe returning the kick. He gets to the 20 and he barrels his way to the 27-yard line. Lee Varnell in on the tackle for Cleveland. Now let's go through that starting lineup for the Powell Panthers. Their quarterback is number 6, Matt Lowe, the senior, one of the best players in Knoxville. Running back will be Chris Robbins. Tight end is Stacy Anderson, and the 3 wide receiver set they'll go with Jeremy Hayes, Josh Lewis, and Brad Waller, and that intimidating front five. Jim Wolfenberger, Kurt Ramage, the center, Jason Ludwig, Jason Painter, and Doug Thompson. Matt Lowe hands off to Robbins, or rather keeps it himself, and he doesn't get much. Carlos Thompson with a big play, and Carlos Thompson has really stepped it up in recent games. He's also their fullback, and he had a great run against Maryville. And Cleveland's defense is really going to have their hands full tonight. They did a nice job on that first play, though.
Yeah, they really are. We'll talk more about their experience. He was a senior, but we'll talk more about their experience tonight as the game goes on.
2nd down and 9. Lowe looks to throw it for Lewis, and he's got him, and he holds on. Dante Hickey lowered a hit on him, but Josh Lewis kept his concentration on the football. 1st down and 10, Panthers.
And Mark, that's the kind of plays that Powell likes to run out of this offense. They stick Stacey Anderson to tight end. They spread the field with the 3 wide receivers. It's like kind of like a run and shoot with a tight end. They send the receivers on little look ends or little flies down the middle. Just spread the defense and let Lowe drill it in there for the 1st down.
1st down and 10 from the 42. Matt Lowe back to pass. He scrambles. He doesn't have much room. Nice penetration from Lee Varnell. Expect to say his name a lot tonight. Lee Varnell, the senior, has played very well in recent weeks.
Yeah, he has. And we were talking before the game. Cleveland has lost a lot of players through the graduation from last year's undefeated squad. But the seniors and juniors have stepped up really well for Benny Monroe this year, and they really haven't missed a beat.
Cleveland has really built a football powerhouse over the year. An overall record through their history of 254, 76, and 3, with a few state championships thrown in. Lowe hands off to Robbins. Robbins still moving. Tries to break a tackle and gets to the 49. The ankle tackle of Maz Bryant barely kept Robbins from big yardage. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 2.
Well, like we said in the pregame, you can't arm tackle Chris Robbins. He's very powerful. He's the kind of back that you have to gang tackle, or when you get a hold of him, hang on for dear life and get some help.
Let's go! So with 9:18 remaining, it's going to be 3rd down and 4. Jeremy Hayes, the wide receiver, to the near side. Brad Waller to the far side. They're going to go with a 2-back set here. Lowe, back to pass. Under pressure. Throws it to Lewis. It's complete. And that's going to actually lose yardage. That's going to bring up 4th down and 9, but not much that Matt Lowe could do on that play.
Yeah, there really was, and I think it was just a screen to Lewis, and in the heat of competition, you want to catch the football, but actually Powell would have been better off if he had simply let it go. As it was, he lost a couple of yards, and so we're going to see their punting unit on for the first time tonight.
Matt Lowe, a jack of all trades, if you will. He will also be punting. And back to receive for Cleveland, Tez Davis, their quarterback, and the explosive Dante Hickey. They kick away from him and get it to Davis at the 24. Davis tries to get outside, and he cannot. Nice play on the defensive end from Chris Robbins. And we will take a break. 8:14 remaining. 0-0 is your score. Stay tuned.
In winning the gold, everything mattered. My choreography, my wardrobe, even my eyes. As a contact lens wearer, I know that good eye care is important. Regular eye checkups can detect vision problems early, and if you need correction, there's a wide variety of fun options that'll give you great vision. Make an appointment to see your eye care practitioner today. Remember, regular eye checkups are important.
This message brought to you by the National Society to Prevent Blindness.
Hi, I'm Missy Kane. You know, almost everyone has been affected by cancer. My own mom's been battling it for a couple of years. So join me at the Race Against Cancer, November 5th, right here at Tyson Park. It's a 5K where you can walk, run, and collect pledges. Proceeds provide cancer screenings for at-risk individuals that can't afford care. So step out against cancer and pick up your entry forms at sponsor locations or call the Thompson Cancer Survival Center at 541-1227.
Ball is at the 14-yard line for Cleveland. Cleveland will operate that wing T offense. Goes up the middle. Thompson will gain about 4 yards on the play. Let's go through that starting lineup for Cleveland. At quarterback is Tez Davis, the junior. Maz Bryant is at one split end position. In the backfield, you're going to see Carlos Thompson and the explosive and dangerous Dante Hickey. Another running back will be Demetrius Smith. Tight end is Allard Bain. David Chung, Demetrius Bryant, Darn Wrigley, and Terrence Constant make up the offensive line. Little hitch. 2nd down and 4. Pitch goes to Hickey. And he's close to a first down. It's going to depend where they spot it. Wiley King forced him out of bounds.
Good job that time by the Powell defense. Don't let the running back get outside and pick up good yardage, because obviously with Dante Hickey's speed, if he gets outside, you're in trouble.
So this will bring up 3rd down and 1. As we said, Cleveland has won 23 games in a row. They're the defending state champions. Last year, they defeated Brentwood Academy in the state finals. Trying to get there once again. 3rd and 1. Handoff up the middle. It's going to be close to a first down. Carlos Thompson on the carry.
Yeah, Mark, I'm not so sure he's going to have it. Good penetration that time by the Powell defense to get in there and stuff it so he didn't pick up the yardage.
Yeah, they're going to stop the clock and bring in the chains. They're going to bring in the chains. Mike Huey's crew will be working the game tonight. Mike Huey is the head referee. And let's see where they spot it. And he is short.
Yeah,
4th down for the Blue Raiders, and they're going to kick the football. Benny Monroe, conservative early in this game.
Well, you don't want to turn the ball over inside your own 25-yard line with, 7 minutes left to go in the first quarter. You're on the road playing for the regional championship. Go ahead and kick the ball away and let your defense get it back for you.
Matt Lowe and Josh Lewis are back to receive this kick. Chad Brantley will punt. Powell sets up for the return, a high kick. Bounce at the 50, takes a neutral bounce. And it'll be down at the 45-yard line. So with 6:40 remaining, Powell will take over on offense. The score is 0-0, and you're watching TNI's High School Football Game of the Week.
The kind of person who'd rather tune an engine than eat, who reads a tachometer like a love story, for whom the roar of fully blown horsepower is a lullaby. Have we got a machine for you? The F-16 Fighting Falcon. It'll crank out a generous 50,000 horsepower, enough to push it from 0 to 1350 in under a minute. And in the hands of the right mechanic, it'll blow the doors off anything. Aim high, Air Force.
Possession at the 45-yard line for the Powell Panthers. Low. Hands off to Rob. Keeps it. It's Robbins still going. Robbins to the 40, to the 30. And taken down at the 15-yard line. Chris Robbins, what a run.
Well, again, if you can't arm tackle him. If you do, he's going to burst out of the tackle. Big pickup. Good way for Powell to start this possession, try to draw blood early. And did you notice on the play, Dante Hickey had the speed to chase him down from behind, but just couldn't come up with a strip or the football.
Powell with a golden opportunity here. 1st down and 10, ball at the 14-yard line. Low. Keeps it himself. And he'll gain about 4 yards. You're going to see a lot of option stuff here for Matt Lowe, a lot of different things. But boy, Chris Robbins, everything that's been advertised, this kid is hard to bring down.
Yeah, he really is. He really is. This Powell team has so many weapons. Steen, who's not here tonight, Lewis, Robbins, Lowe, and don't forget to look for Stacy Anderson, the big tight end. He's also very explosive.
Expect him to get a lot of catches in this one. Go with a 2-back set here, 2nd down and 6. Lowe rolls out. Good protection. Fires it. Is intercepted. Bryant to the 10. and up to the 18-yard line. Maz Bryant on a poorly thrown ball from Matt Lowe. He was flushed out of the pocket, was under pressure. That was a throw that should not have been attempted. Stacey Anderson, it was too tall for him. And there's the first big turnover of the game for Maz Bryant.
It is, and I think that's what Cleveland's going to have. If you're going to go on the road for a game like this, you have to win the battle of turnovers. And now Cleveland's up 1-0 in that department, and that's got to make Matt Lowe sick to turn the ball over in scoring position like that.
Cleveland has it at the 17, first down and 10. Here's Hickey. Oh, and Hickey gets nailed. Dante Hickey just got crushed. Jim Wolfenbarger, number 59. Wolfenbarger with the big hit, and that's exactly what they have to do to contain the explosive Dante Hickey.
It is. When you get a running back like Hickey, he's about 175 or so, go ahead and lay the leather on him. Make him pay for running the football, because as the game goes on, if you don't get some shots in early, he's just going to get quicker and stronger because you're going to get tired of. So punish him early.
Last week, Cleveland had a difficult game against Clinton, only beat him 18-15. What did Clinton do on defense? They stacked the line. Second down and 9. There's a flag. That's going to be too much time on the Blue Raiders. And Benny Monroe's team looks a little bit flustered on the offensive end so far in this game.
A little bit, and I don't want to bring up the problem with the bus, but, who knows? It may have thrown the Cleveland's timing off some. One of the things I really hate about the new region, the way they've classified the teams now with 5 classifications instead of 3, is teams have to travel so much more distance for region games, and a team shouldn't have to travel 3 hours for a game like this.
Second and 14. Here's Dante Hickey. Nice tackle by Josh Lewis. Josh Lewis does a nice job, went right for the knees, a perfect tackle, brings up third down and 13.
Well, that was textbook. Mano a mano, he just came up and popped him and brought him down. That's fun to watch.
It's exactly what they teach you in those two-a-days earlier in August.
Yeah, this is when those two-a-days come back, and we see who executes the basics better. Nice tackle.
Third down, 13 yards to go, 3:52 remaining in the first. Looks to throw. It is incomplete. Intended for Huggins. And that's going to bring up fourth down. So it's been the defense of the Powell Panthers that has done the job so far tonight.
It has. That was a dangerous pass that time by the quarterback, Davis. He threw it right in the middle of Brad Waller and Chris Robbins. I don't know if he realized both defenders were there or not, but he's lucky that Powell didn't come away with the interception.
Brantley will kick again. This is second attempt of the night. Lowe and Lewis to receive. A high kick. They're going to let it bounce. They're going to get great field position. It takes a roll, and it gets down at the 42-yard line. So with 3:34 remaining, Powell have excellent field position. Stay with us.
5 questions. Who offers more cancer clinical trials than anyone in the region? Who's known for its excellent cancer physicians? Who is attracting patients from across Tennessee and the eastern United States? Who has a support team to address the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of cancer patients? Who's committed to providing the best cancer care? One answer, the Baptist Regional Cancer Center. Another reason to choose Baptist.
Hi, I'm Missy Kane with a 30-second workout. Now, imagine what that's like for a whole hour. Well, join me and find out, weeknights at 6:30, right here on TNI.
Workshop with Missy Kane, only on TNI.
The Panthers, first down and 10 from the 42. Here's Robbins. Robbins close to another first down. Bryant and Bain in on the tackle, but Chris Robbins has been the man so far.
Yeah, he really has. Mark, I want to show you something. To start the game, Palace had the ball around their 30-yard line, their 45, and now at the Cleveland 42. Compare that to Cleveland getting the ball on their own 13 and their own 17-yard line. So Powell needs to take advantage of this field position while they've got it.
2:45 and counting. Second down and 2 for the Panthers. Lowe fumbles the snap, but wisely pounces on it. So that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3. And dangerous play. Matt Lowe, luckily, was able to get his hands on it. Terrence Constant was right there looking to recover the pigskin.
Yeah, Powell's fortunate that they didn't turn the ball over. Constant just a step away of recovering it. Powell looks a little bit jittery themselves, except for the big run by Robbins. Lowe a little bit jittery, so he needs to get a big play to get out of it.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. Lowe to Robbins. 1st down. That's a lot of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. Trust your offensive line and trust your huge back in Chris Robbins. 1st down and 10 for the Panthers.
You know, Chris Robbins is just breaking, give credit to the line. They're opening up the holes, and Robbins is just breaking through there into the secondary. Chris, averaging 6 yards a carry, over 6 yards a carry. And again, we see Dante Hickey have to come up and make the stop from the secondary position.
Chris Robbins also 4th in the KFL in scoring with 74 points. Robbins keeps it himself and pays the price. Ugh. Boy, oh boy. Lee Varnell again.
Yeah, Lee Varnell. Carlos Thompson that time roaring in to make the stop. If you don't hit this kid at the line of scrimmage, he's going to pick up 5 yards, maybe 10. Got to put him down at the line of scrimmage.
The Blue Raiders defense, you're going to see a lot of 5-3 sets, a little bit of split 4-2. They're going to do a lot of different things. They're going to have to with the different offensive sets of the Panthers.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They're going to have to throw different looks at Matt Lowe, try to confuse him.
2nd and 9. Lowe keeps it himself, breaks 1 tackle, gets outside, and he's up to the 14, close to another 1st down. And Matt Lowe and Maz Bryant, and there you see Matt Lowe getting into it a little bit with Tennille Huggins.
Well, I'll tell you what, I said in the pregame, the reason I like this young man so much was because he was the kind of quarterback, he's not going to take the hit, he's going to deliver it. And you saw that time, he just lowered his shoulder and ran into Bryant, picked up an extra 3 or 4 yards. I love that.
We have a nice halftime feature for you on the Powell Panthers, and you're going to hear and see Matt Lowe, also an excellent defensive back. He's looking at Tennessee and Ohio State among the Division I schools as a defensive back, and he's one of the best in the KFL. But now he's on offense. 3rd down and 2. Lowe for Robbins, and Robbins doesn't have much. I don't think he's got the 1st down, and boy, nice defensive work by Terrence Constant and Demetrius Bryant. And that's going to probably do it for the end of the 1st quarter as the clock ticks down to 3 seconds and more. They're going to switch sides and take a break on the field. We're going to take a break up here. The score is 0-0 between Powell and Cleveland. Stay with us. This is Lee Dandy.
Hi, it's Dad. I'm going to have to work late tonight. I got another call. I'll call you back. Sorry about that. It'll be at least 10 before I get home, so go ahead and eat without me. Bye-bye.
Hi, it's Mom. Ian, if you're there, please feed the dog. I'm really running late. Hope everything's okay. Bye.
It's me again. Where is everybody?
Which child deserves to be read to? This one? Or is it this one? Which child will learn to use a toothbrush? Who will have a chance to sing? The choice is yours. Volunteer for Head Start. With your help, more low-income preschool children can get what other children already have. Change the world of a child, and you change the world.
Fourth down and 3, and Powell will attempt the field goal. Here is Bobby Gentry. It'll be a 32-yard attempt. Hayes will hold. The kick is up, and it is good. So Powell strikes first blood. They lead 3-0, and the kicking game does it for Powell. Bobby Gentry with a nice boot.
Yeah, Powell needed to get some points on this possession because this was the 3rd possession of the game. They've had wonderful field position. They had to get something on the board. Now they've got the lead, and that puts Cleveland in a little bit of a hole because you don't want to get down on the road, especially with these fans.
It's a capacity crowd here tonight at Scarborough Stadium. You're going to see fans throughout the night. You can see them on the edges of the field. Not enough room in the stands, so you have to be basically right on the sideline, really close to the players. And what a great night for football. And you know something, Scott, I got to tell you, this, in our final TNI High School football game of the week, has been the best crowd and the best high school that we've been to. The Powell Panthers, they've really done things right for us tonight.
Oh, absolutely. You couldn't ask for a high school to treat us better. I mean, we've had a great season as far as working with the high schools. Powell has just gone the extra mile. They set us up here in the booth, and just really super people to work with. Coach Clark Duncan, his staff, and the entire school, absolutely wonderful.
Back to action. They're going to kick off from the 40-yard line, and it will be their quarterback and Mr. Everything Else, Matt Lowe. Back to receive is Dante Hickey. Lowe will line drive it. That's a loose ball, and Powell's going to have it. What a play there. It went off of Demetrius Bryant, a line drive kick, and Powell recovered. What a break for the Panthers.
That's the kind of breaks that win a football game like this. You know, Benny Monroe and the Blue Raiders have to be wondering what happened, but, you know, doggone, Powell gets the big break early. Big play.
That was an amazing play. They're going to try and keep it away from Dante Hickey as much as possible. Just try to squibber. That was not planned, I can guarantee it. Instead, first down and 10 from the 47. Here's Robbins. Robbins will gain about 3. He got stood up by Allard Bain. And boy, Benny Monroe, I mean, when you see things like that happen, you just have to start thinking it might not be your night.
Yeah, you have to. And I have to confess, I was writing down some stats at the length of the field goal and looked up and missed most of the kick. So I didn't have a good view of it. But, you know, that's the kind of break that can go either way. And Powell has to be thrilled to have gotten that break here in the second quarter.
That's just something you do not expect. Second down and 7. Low for Robbins. And Robbins got popped again. Boy, Allard Bain is laying some hits on Chris Robbins. That's going to bring up third down and 6. And the defense for the Blue Raiders really has got to step it up a notch here. They need the football back.
Yeah, they need to get it back. You don't want your backs to the wall trailing 6-0 or 10-0 on the road like this. So, you know, so far we've seen Chris Robbins get the call on third down, but I think this time we'll see something different from Matt Lowe and the Powell offense.
Haven't thrown the ball that much in this game. Let's see if they do it here. Low back to throw. Fires it. Complete to Waller. Brad Waller broke about 3 tackles on the play and got down to the 33-yard line.
Brad Waller was just wide open in the seam of that zone down the sideline. And Matt Lowe has got the arm to gun it for the completion. And again, that's what Powell likes to do on offense. Spread the field. Throw a simple pattern, just get the guy to sit down in the middle of the zone for the first down.
They moved that mark up. He did not step out of bounds at the 32. Instead, it's at the 23-yard line. The Panthers knocking on the door again. Here's Robbins. Tries to get outside, and he'll gain about 5. Maz Bryant's in on the tackle. And, you know, I had the opportunity to talk with Coach Monroe of the Blue Raiders earlier this week, and he told me that this team is not as good as their team from last year. They only returned 6 starters. They have their backup quarterback because of the suspension of Corey Pringmore. Tez Davis is being in, and they really can't throw the ball. That's their one major weakness.
Yeah, they're going to have to come up with some big plays tonight, and this is where that lack of experience may hurt them in this kind of game.
Robbins again. Short gain. Might have got about 1 yard. That's going to bring up third down. And they're already in field goal range for Bobby Gentry. Bobby Gentry can kick it about 45 yards. He's booting them pretty far in practice, and they can go up by a score of 6-0, but you know that Clark Duncan would love to get 7 points on the board here.
Yeah, he would prefer 7 points. Go ahead and get the 10-point lead, and we do have 2 outstanding kickers here tonight. We were talking, well, they're going to take a timeout, Mark.
Yeah, big play here. They're going to take a timeout and talk it over. So with 9:27 remaining, Powell's up 3-0. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break up here. Stay with us.
Ask the questions, find the answers, get with the news, be in the know, learn new ways to live together, reaching out and getting to the heart of talk out of you, difference out of you, what's on your mind out of you, difference out of you, heart of talk out of you, difference out of you, what's on your mind out of you, difference out of you, the heart of talk out of you, difference is out of you.
Weeknights at 10:30 on East Tennessee's first and only cable network, TNI.
The difference is
as a junior achievement elementary school volunteer can be a little scary. Can you get kids that young to think about their futures? Call us about volunteering, and you'll see. We'll supply you with training for this new program, and the kids will supply plenty of motivation.
So 3rd down and 4 yards to go with 9:27 remaining here. A big play for Matt Lowe and Coach Clark Duncan. What do you think they're going to try and do here, Scott? Maybe just keep giving it to Chris Robbins, or try and throw the football a little bit more?
Well, the last time they threw the ball on 3rd down, so they've shown they can pick up the 1st down running or throwing. And when you do that, you really keep the defense off balance. So they've got a lot of options to work with here.
And this crowd is starting to get loud here at Hayworth Field, Scarborough Stadium. Big play, 3rd down and 4. Lowe looks to throw, looking for Hayes, incomplete. And that could have been intercepted if Tennille Huggins didn't slip, but it just looked like Jeremy Hayes and Matt Lowe were on the wrong page in the playbook there, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like Hayes was cutting inside on a little look in, and Matt Lowe threw the ball high and batted down. And it looks like Mark Powell's going to go for it on 4th down as they keep low in the game. And interesting gamble here by Coach Duncan.
This is a gamble. Big play here, 4th down and 3. Lowe, back to throw. Fires it, incomplete. Josh Lewis could not hang on to the football. It hit him right in the hands, but Matt Lowe with a pistol of a throw, and Lewis, no flag against him. He just couldn't hold on.
Well, Lewis was slipping a little bit as he went to the end zone. I think the field's a little bit slippery. He had worked his way in between 2 Cleveland defenders, and you're right. Lowe's just got a pistol. He just whipped it in there just off the shoulder pads of the receiver, Lewis. Interesting gamble. I like the call.
So the Dante Hickey-led Cleveland Blue Raiders have the ball at the 17. Here's Hickey. Hickey's got more. He's got some speed, and he's got the sideline to the 50, the 40. Lewis tries to get him, but he cannot. Touchdown, Blue Raiders, and that's what you're going to get with number 5, Dante Hickey.
That's what we said about him in the pregame show. He does such a great job picking out his blocks, and then after he got past the first defenders, he turned it on an extra speed. That young man is fast.
An 82-yard run for the touchdown. The Blue Raiders are ahead, and what a change of events. Just when it looked like Powell was about to go up by a 10-0 score, instead the Blue Raiders take the lead.
That's a big turnaround in this game, Mark. Big turnaround.
Joe Cordero for the extra point. Cordero's kick is up, and it is good. So with 9:02 remaining, your score, Cleveland 7, Powell 3. Stay with us. You've got a dandy on your hands.
Your child may get hooked on something at school, something that affects coordination, concentration, and attitude. And you should encourage it. Kids in band tend to test higher in verbal, reading, and math skills, become more responsible and self-disciplined. There's a quality Yamaha instrument that's perfect for your child. Many available on a trial basis. Hooked on music, hooked for life.
If you're just starting out or looking for a career change, a degree in electronics technology is the way to go. Since 1947, Tennessee Institute of Electronics has offered quality education at an affordable price.
TIE's daytime program allowed me to complete my associate's degree in just 18 months. At TIE, I received several kinds of financial aid.
TIE's evening program allowed me to keep my daytime job.
Thanks to TIE, I've got a good job with a great future.
Football game on TNI is brought to you by Rush's Musical Services, 2 convenient locations, and by Tennessee Institute of Electronics.
What a play by Dante Hickey to give the Cleveland Blue Raiders the lead. It looked like he was stacked at the line of scrimmage, Scott. And Josh Lewis, who's got some great speed, he couldn't even catch him as Hickey went 82 yards.
No, he really couldn't. And I'm going to sound smarter than I really am, but honest to goodness, I was thinking before the play was called, you know, we haven't seen Hickey break one, and then it could happen at any time. And And son of a gun, if that's what he did just then. I mean, he is so dangerous.
Cordero to take the kickoff. It's going to be taken by Matt Lowe at the 10. Lowe up the middle. Bangs into a wall and gets up to about the 24. And by the way, an attendance of over 3,200 here at Scarborough Stadium, a packed house. I talked to a couple of security officers earlier, and they said they've never seen this many people here. You've got people all over the sideline. There's not enough room to move. We're lucky we don't have some fans up here in the press box with us.
Actually, we did, but I ran them out before you got here, Mark. So, no, the fans here are great. They're making so much noise, and hey, this is high school football.
It's a big game. Championship game here in Region 3, and Powell has possession. Chris Robbins gained about 1 yard. Lee Varnell again on the tackle. Lee Varnell, one of the unsung heroes here on this Cleveland Blue Raiders defense. He's already had about 4 tackles, 4 unassisted tackles tonight. He's been the man for them.
Yeah, he has. The defense is going to have to step up big. They get overshadowed because of Hickey, but they've played solid all year.
2nd down and 9, 8:07 remaining. Robbins isn't getting anything.
Well, no wonder. Lee Varnell again. I mean, Varnell just absolutely stood him up, and Robbins had no place to go. And I'm going to tell you, if Varnell is strong enough to stand Robbins up like that, Varnell is a strong young man.
So now it's going to be 3rd down and 9, and the offensive weapons for Powell limited a little bit. Colin Steen, arguably their best player, suspended earlier in the week. Maybe that's costing that a little bit offensively. We're going to have to see as the game goes on. So 3rd down and long for the Panthers. Waller in motion. Draw play to Lewis. He doesn't gain much, only about 3 yards. That's going to force Powell to punt. Matt Lowe will be back to kick, and the Powell Panthers couldn't get anything going. 3 downs and out, just what Benny Monroe and the Blue Raiders wanted.
Yeah, it was, and I'm almost surprised by the call. You know, Powell's not afraid to open it up, and you know, Clark Duncan's not afraid to take some chances. Maybe they thought they might catch Cleveland by surprise, but normally you'll see them open it up on 3rd down.
Davison Hickey back to receive for Matt Lowe's kick. Cleveland sets up for the return, a line drive kick all the way back to the 30, and Cleveland's going to let it bounce. And it's down at the 25-yard line. So, with 6:36 remaining, your score, Cleveland 7, Powell 3.
Tennessee Institute of Electronics prepares you for a career, not just a job in the field of electronics. We offer an 18-month program, an all-electronics curriculum, specialized associate's degree program, financial aid, convenient class hours, active job placement. TIE offers hands-on training, and each student's success is the goal of our instructors. If you're searching for a career, TIE is the one for you. Call Tennessee Institute of Electronics today at 688-9422.
Your child may get hooked on something at school, something that affects coordination, concentration, and attitude. And you should encourage it. Kids in band tend to test higher in verbal, reading, and math skills, become more responsible and self-disciplined. There's a quality Yamaha instrument that's perfect for your child. Many available on a trial basis. Hooked on music, hooked for life.
Now, the field here at Scarborough Stadium, you can see the hedges, gives it a bit of a Georgia between the hedges kind of feeling, and it is a big game. Running off tackle and not getting much for Carlos Thompson, but he kept on fighting and gained about 3. Carlos Thompson is almost impossible to bring down, and you look at this kid, he is just built and he's got total muscle, and you just cannot stop him.
He's built like a bowling ball, is what he is. He looks as wide as he is tall. Very powerful young man. And be interested to know what was said to the Powell defense on the sideline after the touchdown, because they came up with, I guess, some fire in their eye on that one. They were really aggressive on that run.
2nd down and 8. Here is Hickey. Hickey breaks it, cuts inside, and he's tackled at the 48-yard line. Josh Lewis with the ankle tackle just barely tripped him up. And now you know why Dante Hickey has 20 touchdowns on the season.
Mark, he did it again. You can see him picking his way through the line, inside and outside of the blockers once he breaks into the secondary, and then he turns on the afterburners. And if not for the good tackle by Lewis, he might have been gone again.
This wing T offense of the Blue Raiders starting to step it up a notch. Up the middle, gaining about 3 for Thompson.
Number 4, Carlos Thompson on the carry.
Boy, Dante Hickey has been everything that's been advertised in this game, Scott. And a couple weeks ago, we saw Sean Williams, and he looked to be the best player in East Tennessee. For what we've seen tonight from Dante Hickey, I might have to change my vote on that.
Well, they're both just so very explosive. Once they turn on the afterburners, you really can't catch them from behind. Looking at Hickey, he's very, very lean, but it's all muscle. He's a very strong young man.
Looks to throw, incomplete. Nice deflection by Chris Robinson. A little bit of fisticuffs there from Matt Lowe and Tennille Huggins. And Matt Lowe is not going to take anything from anybody. Matt Lowe also plays defensive back for this Powell Panthers team, and that's one guy Powell cannot afford to lose.
No, they can't. Matt Lowe doesn't have the mindset of your typical quarterback. This kid likes to hit.
So this is going to bring up 3rd down and 7. Powell's defense needs a stop here. Can't afford to get down by 2 scores. Cleveland leads 7-3. Davis, draw play to Thompson. Thompson still fighting. Nice work by Jason Painter and Stacy Anderson. 4th down for Cleveland. They did the job.
No, you're right. Stood the back ball carrier up that time. Anderson came in and popped him from behind. Didn't give up the 1st down. They're going to be pinned a little bit here, but at least they're going to get the ball back without falling behind by more than 1 touchdown.
Chad Brantley will take the kick. Lowe and Lewis back to receive. Powell sets up for the return. Matt Lowe calls for the fair catch. And he takes it the 14-yard line. So 3:52 remaining. Powell will have the ball. And I don't know, I think we may expect the Powell Panthers to throw the football a little bit more here. The Blue Raiders defense has found a way to stop Chris Robbins. Try and throw the football, spread the field like we've seen them do in previous games, Scott.
Yeah, that's what I would expect to see. Spread the field, that way Lowe can either throw it or roll it out. And something interesting has happened. Powell had such great field position in the 1st quarter. Now they're the team that's starting inside their 20 on 2 straight possessions.
They're at the 14. Here's Robbins. Robbins still churning. And he gains about 8 yards. So Coach Clark Duncan, the decision appears to be made. They're going to keep on giving the football to Chris Robbins. And now they're bringing up 2nd down and a short 2 yards to go.
Well, he's run well here in the 1st half, well over 50 yards at this point. And probably safer to go ahead and give him the football because you're inside your 20 and 3.5 minutes left. Don't throw an interception and give the ball away.
Low. Hands the ball off to Robbins, and Robbins has the middle. Hickey brings him down at the 43-yard line, and Chris Robbins trying to show Dante Hickey that he's not the only good running back on the field tonight.
And he's certainly not. They're both just very talented, and they're both going to go somewhere after high school. The good thing about this is Powell's moved all the way from their 15 out to the 43-yard line. So as we look at the clock and we see we're down to 2:53 and counting, looks like we've got a timeout on the field. I guess to reset the change. Now they'll start the clock back. But now this gives Powell room to operate and spread the field, which they can do so well.
Mike Huey whistles the play. 1st down and 10 for the Panthers at the 43-yard line. Low. Keeps it himself and gains about 2. Carlos Thompson really popped him there. 2nd down and long. Carlos Thompson, a big hit on Low.
Yeah, big hit that time. Go ahead and punish the quarterback.
And Matt Lowe's not going to take it. We've seen him get a little bit excited, a couple other hit situations.
Yeah, and a very nice young man, too. We interviewed him after the win over Maryville, and Powell's got a good group of young men.
Lowe will throw the football. Good protection. Incomplete. Boy, that was a dangerous throw. Nearly intercepted. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 8 with 2:04 remaining here in the second quarter.
Well, what happened that time on offense, Powell sent 2 receivers to that side, one on a fly pattern, one on a deep post, and they simply brought Anderson, the tight end, on a down and out. But Cleveland's defense did a good job that time because they didn't get suckered deep, and there were 3 white shirts in the area around the receiver.
Abu Swafford had a good chance to intercept that pass, their left defensive end. 3rd down and 8. Cleveland blitzes. He fires it, incomplete. He was looking for Jeremy Hayes. Hayes got a little bit caught up, but nice work on the defensive end for Maz Bryant.
Yeah, Maz Bryant on the coverage that time as the receiver Hayes was out. They blitzed low, so he had to get rid of the football, but the receiver had his man beaten just a little bit. It was just thrown a little bit too much to the outside. They couldn't come up with a catch.
So with a minute 59 remaining and 4th down and 8, Clark Duncan will kick the football away, and at least they got themselves away from their own goal line. Try and pin the Blue Raiders back a little bit here. Hickey and Davis back to receive Matt Lowe's kick. Cleveland sets up for the return. A line drive taken by Davis. Davis still moving. Couple of nice moves gets him out to the 26-yard line. Tez Davis. You see a very athletic Blue Raiders team here.
Yeah, they're good team speed just overall. Davis that time started one way, went back the other way, and you can make would-be tacklers look bad when you run right through the tackle like he was just doing.
Let's see what Powell does defensively here. The one big play of the game.
Don't want to give up the big play at a time.
Yep, the one big play of the game was the 82-yard run by Dante Hickey. Here's Thompson. Thompson breaks a couple of tackles and gets taken down at the 29-yard line. Carlos Thompson, a very strong fullback.
Very strong indeed. And Mark, something that's not going to show up in the scorebook, but I think that field position is so important. And Powell has to be happy because they got a couple of first downs and got the ball out from their own goal line, and now they've been able to move Cleveland back where they've got 70 yards to go for a touchdown, which was real important to do here at the end of the half. So good work by the Powell offense.
2nd and 5. We're under a minute remaining. Hickey in motion. And he runs over to the left side, and he's got the football. But Wiley King with the stop. Nice play. 3rd down.
I think Wiley King just made his brother very proud that time. Hickey came back, and it was up to King to stop him, or else that would have been a big gainer. King stayed at home and brought him down. Nice tackle.
So we're under 30 seconds remaining. I think Benny Monroe's going to be content for just one more play. See what they decide to do here. They're probably going to give the ball to Dante Hickey, maybe on a sweep, try and give him some room to operate. Instead, they throw. Pump fake. He's looking for Hudgens. Incomplete. Hudgens almost got that one just out of his reach, and we're not going to expect Tez Davis to throw the football that much in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. You know, had a little hitch that time on the pattern. They pump faked it, got past the defensive back, and just couldn't quite come up with a catch. So, and Cleveland also didn't burn a timeout, giving Powell more time to operate. So with 12 seconds left, we'll see if Powell goes after the punt or not. It doesn't look like they're going to.
They will kick the football away. Brantley. Powell sets up for the return. Spiral kick taken by Lowe at the 34. Lowe tries to get outside, and he can. Nice work by Demetrius Smith. And a little bit more of the pushing after the play. Lowe and Davis, the two quarterbacks, make up a little bit. And with 2.9 seconds remaining, we're headed for the half. Just a reminder, everybody, you're going to want to stay tuned for TNI's High School Football Game of the Week halftime festivities. We will hear from the bands from both schools, both from the visitors, the Cleveland Blue Raiders, and the Powell Panthers. So you're going to want to stay tuned with us for that. And that is the end of the first half. The game of the year, Region 3 Class 4A. Cleveland leads it 7-3. Stay tuned for the Cleveland High Marching Band.
band. Right.
Who says band's not cool?
If you're just starting out or looking for a career change, a degree in electronics technology is the way to go. Since 1947, Tennessee Institute of Electronics has offered quality education at an affordable price.
TIE's daytime program allowed me to complete my associate's degree in just 18 months. At TIE, I received several kinds of financial aid.
TIE's evening program allowed me to keep my daytime job.
Thanks to TIE, I've got a good job with a great future.
Football game on TNI is brought to you by Rush's Musical Services, 2 convenient locations, and by Tennessee Institute of Electronics.
It is halftime. That means it's time for the marching bands. The Cleveland Blue Raiders marching band is on the field right now, so hey, let's take a look and a listen. Lots of songs from The Wizard of Oz there. I was personally looking for the Tin Man, the Scarecrow, and Dorothy and Toto, too. Anyway, we'll be back with the marching band from Powell High School right after this.
Hey, hey, hey! The Heartland Series presents A Journal of Life in East Tennessee. The best of the region's spectacular scenery, fascinating history, and just plain fun on home videotape to enjoy at your leisure. Collect all 14 volumes of Heartland Series episodes. Available for $29.95 each at Davis Kid Booksellers, the Knox County Farmers Market, the Museum of Appalachia, and at WBIR-TV.
If there's one thing East Tennesseans love more than their sports, it's talking about sports.
Let's do it.
We did it, baby! So get the best of both. Watch TNI's interactive sports show, ET Sports Plus. Hosted by Gary Rogers every Friday night at 8, ET Sports Plus lets you call in and speak out on the world of sports.
If Tennessee goes 4-0.
So tune in and talk with ET Sports Plus. Friday night at 8 on your interactive cable network, TNI. Channel 21 in Knoxville, Channel 8 in Farragut and Loudoun County, Channel 11 in Blount County.
It's time for the marching band from Powell High School, so hey, let's take a look and a listen. You know, I was looking for Tony Banks and Mike Rutherford, but instead it was all Phil Collins tonight for the Powell High School Marching Band. And everybody, stay tuned. Got a chance to get out to Powell this weekend and check out the football team. Stay tuned and take a look at this. The Powell Panthers are once again having a spectacular season. Their 8-1 record will assure them of a playoff berth. The lone blemish, a 24-21 loss at the hands of Anderson County. A defeat that Coach Clark Duncan thinks may have actually helped his team.
But we do feel like that it turned out to be a positive for us. Put a lot of pressure on us. You know, we had to go to Maryville and go to Halls and win, and to be able to get into the playoffs, and we did that. And so maybe the loss we feel like was a very plus for us.
A major plus for the Panthers this season has been quarterback Matt Lowe. This senior is among the KFL leaders in yards passing and in scoring. But he also is one of the best defensive backs in the area, and you can tell that no matter what the position is, he just loves to be out on the field.
Offense, I mean, there's a lot of pressure on it. I mean, it's a game where you do a lot of thinking. And defense, you just go out there and you just have fun. You go out there and you hit people, and I mean, you just have fun. So defense, you take a whole lot more pride in on whether or not you can hit somebody. In offense, you're out there, you're enjoying the game, but it's a lot more thinking than it is as much the physical part.
The Powell Panthers have built a strong winning tradition. Victories have become commonplace here at Scarborough Stadium. One thing that has also remained the same, and that's incredible fan support. And once again, these fans hope that in 1994, they'll be on the right track, all the way to Nashville.
Our community expects a lot from us, but in return, they give us great support. Win or lose, they're going to be there with us, and in all, it just makes for great things.
And the fans are the best around. I mean, every night there's not a seat to be found up there. I mean, we get that experience at a younger age and carry it out through high school.
Experience that Panther supporters hope can lead the team right to Nashville. I'm Mark Nagy for TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. The second half is coming up, so stay tuned.
In multiple sclerosis, we may not be able to answer the whys yet. But we do have answers to many important questions, such as how to manage MS symptoms, where to get equipment loans, who can provide needed counseling, and what educational and recreational support is available to assist those with MS and their families. We're the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, and we're dedicated to helping people with MS live longer, more productive lives. Whether you're newly diagnosed or have had multiple sclerosis for many years, there is a range of special services offered just for you by our 144 chapters and branches in all 50 states. We're the National Multiple Sclerosis Society, and we don't take MS lying down. For help in your area, call your local MS chapter or 1-800-LEARN-MS. That's 1-800-LEARN-MS.
And we are back here. I'm Mark Nagy, joined as always by Scott Bristol, and second half just about ready to get underway. Cleveland, a 7-3 lead, and the major reason for that was number 5, Dante Hickey, an explosive 82-yard touchdown run.
Explosive is the word. I mean, Powell led at halftime in total yardage, but 82-yard touchdown run by Dante Hickey, and that big play is what's put Cleveland on top 7-3 here at halftime.
Now let's talk over Powell a little bit. Chris Robbins was the man for them in that first half.
14 carries, 111 yards. And you and I talked, you thought he had about 60. I thought he had about 70. Did not realize the man has 111 yards at halftime, but unfortunately for Powell, they have not put the ball in the end zone. Cleveland has on the one big play, and stats don't matter.
Third quarter just about ready to get underway. Matt Lowe will kick off. Dangerous Dante Hickey takes it at the 5. Up to the 20. Down at about the 28-yard line. Something you may not have seen on the corner, number 50 there for Powell got popped on the play by Carlos Thompson. Jason Painter's going to field that one tomorrow. A great hit from Thompson. But right now, we're going to get Cleveland operating from their own 27-yard line. And you know, Scott, they're going to want to go for a knockout punch here early.
Oh, absolutely. If Hickey could break another big one, that would put them up 14-3, and Powell would have a big hole to climb out of.
It's got to be tough for Clark Duncan's squad. They've pretty much dominated this football game, I think, except for that one big play by Dante Hickey. And here's Hickey, and he heads off on a reverse to Hudgens. Hudgens to the 30. Gets outside. And down at the 45. Hudgens on the reverse, a real nice looking play. Something we have not seen from Benny Monroe's squad.
We haven't talked much about the wing tee tonight, which is the offense that Cleveland runs. And that's the kind of play you like to run from the wing tee. Give it off on the inside, and then sometimes you can run the reverse from it. And Josh Lewis on the corner that time just couldn't make the tackle. Cleveland turns the corner for the big game.
Benny Monroe really building a powerhouse here. Head coach since 1979. Here is Hickey. Hickey still moves, breaks a tackle. Danny Oliver had him wrapped up, but he inched forward for about 4 more yards, and that's what coaches just hate to see.
Yeah, I thought Danny Oliver was going to bring him down, but Hickey, such great tackle-breaking ability, it just slipped out of there, picked up, stumbled for 4 more yards. Good play that time for Cleveland. Puts him in a 2nd and 4 situation. A lot of options here.
Danny Oliver, one of the main tacklers on that defensive front line for Powell. He has 13 minus yards tackles. He had him behind the line of scrimmage there, but could not wrap him up. Here's Woods. Woods will be close to a first down. Stephon Woods up to about the 34-yard line.
First time we've called the sophomore's name all night.
And it's going to be 3rd down. Benny Monroe's squad trying to use a couple more of their offensive weapons. Pretty much it's been Dante Hickey, and then maybe Carlos Thompson. And on 3rd down and short here, you may expect them to go to their fullback, Carlos Thompson.
Well,
Let's
he
see.
did have 19 yards at halftime, so he can move the football.
Instead, it's Hickey. Gets outside, and Lowe brings him down, but he'll have the first down.
Yeah, I think you will. It looked like you wanted to stutter step and go around Lowe, but before the game, I thought the field was a little bit slick, and it looked like it was there.
So another first down for Cleveland. We're under 10 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. TNI's high school football game of the week matches number 1 Cleveland against number 4 Powell, the Region 3 Class 4A championship at stake. The Blue Raiders lead 7-3. Smith is in motion, and it's Hickey up the middle. And Hickey gains about 5. Dante Hickey is so hard to bring down, and he is everything that's been advertised. So far tonight, he's proven to me he may be the best player in East Tennessee that no one knows about.
Yeah, I think ETSU is looking seriously at him. That time the offense opened up the line opened up a hole, and all he needs is a crack anyway, and he can shoot through it, and he's got 5 yards easily.
A lot of other Division I schools also looking at him. Georgia is also high on his list. 2nd and 5. Davis keeps it himself. He's close to another first down. Powell's defense a little bit slow in this coming out here in the 3rd quarter.
Good observation, Mark. They do look a little bit sluggish here. Cleveland seems to be a bit more aggressive. They've really taken it to the Panthers on this opening possession. And it is going to be a first down for the Raiders.
Ball's at the 23-yard line. The crowd here is trying to get their players a little bit more into it. As we said, a capacity crowd, over 3,200 strong. Lots of supporters from Cleveland and Powell. Hickey in motion. And now Hickey has it around the left side. Dante Hickey to about the 19. Wiley King and Stacy Anderson both had a shot at him, and instead it was up to Danny Oliver to finish the play.
Well, you're right. King and Anderson both that time on the outside. King tried to stick the arm out, couldn't quite bring him down, so Hickey picking up about 4 yards that time. And I really like this drive for Cleveland. It's the first real sustained drive they've had all evening, and a good time for it, too, to start the second half.
2nd down, 6 yards to go. Hickey in motion. Davis keeps it, looks to throw. He's got Bryant. Touchdown, Blue Raiders. Tez Davis unleashed the cannon, and that's the first completed pass of the night for Cleveland. Touchdown.
It is. Davis hadn't thrown a completion in the first half, 0 for 3. That time, Maz Bryant just running a pattern into the corner of the end zone. Beautiful throw on the rollout. You couldn't throw a ball any better than that.
It was really good coverage, but a real pretty play. Here's Cordero. The kick is up, and a powerful kick is true. So with 7:48 remaining, Cleveland goes on top 14-3.
Some doctors may not make house calls, but this one takes phone calls 24 hours a day. So if you have a question about taking medication, nutrition, or just how to live a healthier life, call Dr. Bob anytime, day or night, at 450-9688. Just leave a message and Dr. Bob will try to answer your question on an upcoming show. That's 450-9688 for the Dr. Bob hotline. Brought to you by the only cable network that actually talks back. TNI.
Vince, that new dummy cam is great.
Yeah, it'll sure give people a whole new outlook on what it's like when you don't wear a safety belt.
I think they'll get the picture.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
A 4-minute, 12-second drive to open the second half. Cleveland up 14-3, and that's a really impressive drive for Benny Monroe's squad.
It really is. Like I said, the first sustained drive that they've had all night. They run the ball, then they go for the jugular with the pass into the end zone. Beautiful drive. Now they got an 11-point lead. Couldn't be in a much better position.
Cordero will kick off. Powell has got to mount something on this offensive drive. Matt Lowe will take it at the 14. Matt Lowe does not take anything from anybody. Maurice Donahue and Matt Lowe collided on that sideline, and it was Donahue who went down, and Matt Lowe stayed up.
Yeah, Donahue went to the ground, and Lowe kind of shifted off, shuffled off out of bounds, and just kind of looked down at him like, well, you got me out, but I'm still standing.
Kid is not afraid to take a hit. And with 7:44 remaining, Powell has got to get something going offensively right here. Have to expect them to throw the football.
Yeah, I think this is where they need to spread the field and really do the things they do well offensively.
4-3 defense for Cleveland. And Lowe doesn't get much. Lowe's going to lose a couple of yards on the play. Deaver and Lee Varnell in on the tackle. Lee Varnell's been the star for Cleveland on defense tonight.
He really has. We've been calling his name all night from his spot on the defensive line. Second down and long now, second down and 12. A little give into the middle. Powell's going to send two receivers to the right side, so we'll see if they do open it up this time.
Chris Robbins, the lone setback. It appears Lowe is audibilizing, and Stacy Anderson jumped. That's a tough play. It's going to bring up second down and 17. Stacy Anderson not waiting for the change in that snap count.
No, I wonder, obviously Lowe was changing something at the line, and Anderson got a little anxious and jumped off sides. Anderson's a real good football player. He's not the kind of kid that's going to make a lot of those mistakes, but that really hurts because now 7:06 left. Powell's got a second and 17.
Place the ball at the 20. 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. Lowe looking to throw. He's got Lewis, and it's incomplete. Lewis got by his man, Maz Bryant. He was open.
Oh, he was wide open. He was in between Bryant and Hickey. Good 5-10 yards between both of them, and Lowe just couldn't quite get the pass in there for the first down, but he was open, and I wonder if they'll come back to that play later.
So this brings up third down and 17 yards to go. They've got to get to the 37-yard line if they want to keep this drive going. Lowe looking to throw. He's got Hayes, incomplete. Hayes was wide open, but Matt Lowe just didn't have any zip on that football. Brings up fourth down.
Well, Demetrius Smith got up from his end position and got his hand on the football and battered it up in the air, but I don't know if it would have been a first down, but good play by Demetrius Smith. Yeah. Now Powell is going to have to punt. Lowe will come into the game. Of course, Lowe, the punter and quarterback, he averages 34 yards a kick, 7th in the KFL, so this is where he needs to get a good one on.
They're really deep territory. They got to punt this one away. No reason to go for anything fake or anything stupid at this point. Bad snap. Lowe's got some problems, but he gets it away. Line drive kick takes a good roll for Powell. And Robbins will down it at the 42. Stacy Anderson came in late. He just lowered a hit on Maz Bryant. And we'll take a break. 6:40 remaining. Cleveland up 14-3.
From the halls of Montezuma to the shores of Tripoli. For more than 215 years, the men and women of the United States Marine Corps have responded to the challenges that have faced our nation. Challenges that required courage and determination. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Could have been disaster for Matt Lowe, but he got the kick away, a 38-yarder. And Cleveland will have it at the 42. Here is Hickey. Hickey gains about 3. Dante Hickey, that's all you got to say about the Cleveland Blue Raiders. He keeps this up, they're going to win their 24th game in a row, and they'll have another region championship.
Yeah, just such a powerful squad. 8 straight years they've been in the playoffs. This will make number 9. And both these schools are really football factors. Cleveland defending state champs. Powell back in 1991 runner-up in the Clinic Bowl. So both of these programs really are fun to watch and very powerful every year.
Their last losing season, 1978, when they went 4-6. Woods still moving. But there's a fumble. Who's got it? Powell has possession. Just the break that the Powell Panthers needed. First down and 10 at the 47.
Yeah, that was the break they needed. I'm trying to figure out who came up with the football. A little bit of second effort that time by the running back. Stephon Woods. That's where he lost the football, and I don't know if it was Lowe or Brian Cole perhaps that came up with the loose ball.
No matter, this is just what the Panthers needed. 5:19 remaining, the clock is running. Panthers possession at the 47. Cleveland shows blitz. Lowe's got good protection. Incomplete. Looking for Stacy Anderson. He hadn't been throwing the football to his tight end that much in this game. That's only about the 3rd time they've tried to go to him. And now it's going to be 2nd down and 10. Stacy Anderson almost came up with it.
Almost came up with it again, just a little square out as they try to clear out that side of the field. Lowe just doesn't seem as sharp as we've seen him before, like in the Maryville game. Just having a hard time clicking with his receivers.
So now it'll be 2nd down and 10. Lowe. Incomplete. He hit Jeremy Hayes right in the hands. Just couldn't come up with it. Good coverage by Maz Bryant. He was right there.
He was right there, but that was a good throw, and the receiver Jeremy Hayes really should have picked that football. Should have kept that football. Now, Powell, golden opportunity, but they're looking at a 3rd and 10 mark. They really couldn't squander this opportunity.
We just saw our former producer, Link Hudson, now a sports photographer for Channel 10. He's here at the Game of the Year in Region 3 of Class 4A. Good to have you along with us tonight. 3rd down and 10. Lowe back to throw. Still moving back. Incomplete. Trying to set up the screen to Josh Lewis, but the Blue Raiders really read that one well.
Yeah, they read it perfectly. They not only had players pressuring Lowe, but they were there to break the screen up as well if it had been complete. So good stand that time by the Blue Raider defense, and Powell's going to have to punt.
The one thing you get in this situation, though, when you've got your quarterback as your punter, it does open up the avenue for a fake. And they're down by 11 with 4:56 remaining. Might be something Clark Duncan will try.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if they would do it here at midfield. Maybe if they were a little closer in, but that is a possibility with Lowe as the punter.
They'll kick it away. Lowe with a good high kick. They'll let it bounce A tough bounce for Powell. It goes into the end zone. Cleveland will have possession at the 20. Timeout on the field. Timeout up here. Stay with us.
5 questions. Who offers more cancer clinical trials than anyone in the region? Who's known for its excellent cancer physicians? Who is attracting patients from across Tennessee and the eastern United States? Who has a support team to address the physical, emotional, and spiritual needs of cancer patients? Who's committed to providing the best cancer care? One answer, the Baptist Regional Cancer Center. Another reason to choose Baptist.
It's not how you play the game, it's who you play it with.
Cleveland possession, ball at the 20-yard line. They lead by 11. Here's Hickey. Hickey gains about 3. Stacy Anderson in on the tackle. And that's just about all they've been able to do against Dante Hickey so far tonight. Limit him to about 2 or 3 yards. They haven't knocked him back behind the line of scrimmage yet once tonight.
No, they really haven't. And you're not going to very often with a football player like this because he's so quick and gets to the offensive line so quick. You know, so you're not going to throw him for a loss.
2nd down and 7. Little Douse Cowboy hitch. Here's Thompson. Thompson close to a first down. He's still on his feet. That is all extra effort from Carlos Thompson. 1st down and 10, Blue Raiders.
Oh, I thought he was down easily, but he gave it that 2nd and 3rd effort and managed to get another 6, 7, 8 yards out of it. That was just a beautiful run.
And the Blue Raiders right now just trying to march down a lot of clock. 4 minutes remaining. They lead 14-3. Mark Nagy, Scott Bristol here with you on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. The Cleveland Blue Raiders going for their 2nd consecutive Region 3 Class 4A championship. They're the defending state champions, and they are proving it so far tonight. Here is Thompson again. Gains about 4. And a little bit of extra shoving and pushing after the play. Danny Oliver that time gave a little extra hit to Swafford. Emotion starting to ride a little bit higher in this game.
Yeah, and it's especially if you're down by about 10 or 11 points like Powell is. I'm wondering about their stamina right now because Cleveland seems to have controlled the ball this quarter, and another long drive by Cleveland. Powell could be getting very tired.
2nd down and 7. Powell had the opportunity they wanted, but they couldn't capitalize offensively. Now here's Dante Hickey. Hickey still moving, lowers his shoulder and gets to the 42. Stacy Anderson came in late, and there are the flags, and that's a good call. Anderson had no business coming in late, and Dante Hickey is down.
Well, you've got a flag there, but you've also got one in the backfield. It may be the referee throwing a flag for the same thing, but you're right. No business coming in that late.
Let's see what Mike Huey calls here. You're going to get 2 penalties here on the play. I think that's in that area holding in the backfield, but Stacy Anderson came in late. You see Matt Lowe over there, number 6, checking on him, and Dante Hickey is down, and that does not look promising.
No, that really doesn't. Stacy Anderson coming over to the sidelines now for Powell. Talking to the coaches. And that happens sometimes. You're aggressive, and nothing was intentional there. That's going to happen sometimes when you're playing hard.
Referee's talking over this play. Now let's see what the calls are. It is a personal foul on Powell. That'll be on Stacy Anderson. The flag in the backfield may not be anything, but take a look here. Clark Duncan is really giving some heat to Stacy Anderson on the sideline. Clark Duncan not afraid to bench a star player. As we've seen, he suspended Colin Steen. And right now, Stacy Anderson, I think, is going to find his way on the sideline. You see him taking off his helmet right now, and that's a difficult break for him.
Yeah, that is. I mean, Stacy Anderson's a good football player, but Duncan's going to take him out. Didn't like what he did on the football field just then, the late hit. I like Clark Duncan because he's not afraid to set a player down if he needs to, and then I like coaches with a lot of discipline.
Yeah, Clark Duncan's going to talk over this with the referees, and I don't know if we're going to see Stacey Anderson anymore tonight. That he had a couple of late hits, and with 2:55 remaining, his night might be over. It's going to be interesting to see if he makes his way back into the football game. But Dante Hickey still moving around. That late hit might have got him in the helmet, banged him around a little bit. And we can only hope that he's all right, because he's been the most explosive player that we've seen in our 10 weeks doing the TNI High School football game of the week.
He's just fabulous. I mean, just so much speed and ability to shed the tackler. Just really exciting football player.
Yeah, he was.
Cleveland leads 14-3. 2:55 remaining. Mark Nagy, Scott Bristol here with you on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week, the Region 3 Class 4A Championship game. And it got a little bit ugly as Stacey Anderson there, number 80, ended up coming in a little bit late on Dante Hickey, and Hickey is still down. Might have knocked the wind out of him, or hopefully that's about all, because he can come back from that. But especially coming into playoff time, Benny Monroe cannot like this, but Clark Duncan cannot like the way that his team has played tonight.
Oh, and justifiably so. I mean, this is a good football team, and you just hate to see him make a mistake like that. And he's got a reason to be upset. If you look into the crowd there, while we have a chance, Mark, I want to talk about the steam engine that you were setting on the opening. I don't know if we'll be able to get a shot of it or not, but if you fans saw in the program that Mark put together, the little Powell Express, as they call it. Give credit to David Jett, David Romines, and Bob Greer, Powell football fans, who put that together right before the start of the season, and they hope it becomes a tradition, and we want to thank them for letting it be a part of our broadcast tonight.
So then that halftime package that we put together on the Powell Panthers, that thing is really fun to hang out in. All the kids love to be on that thing.
Oh, yeah, the kids are drawn to it like a magnet, sharp looking.
Yeah, there you can see it, the Powell Station Express, and it's got a really good horn. You pull it after a Powell Panthers score, and all the kids love it. Everybody around here loves it. Apparently, they're building a caboose, and it will be ready by next season.
Yes, it will, and I mean, heck, I love it. It's the kind of thing when you're a kid, you just want to sit on and blow the horn.
Incidentally, that is Hayworth Stadium and Scarborough Stadium, not an E, as it appears on the screen. There is no Phantom E.
Was there a Phantom E?
I don't think there is. Powell's coach is also over there. We can see that. I mean, he's really concerned.
Yeah,
and
he really
these
is.
coaches, when a situation like this comes, there's no animosity towards either of these teams. You just hope that the player is okay.
Yeah, we're talking about 16, 17, 18-year-old young men here, and you want to see the good sportsmanship practice and class move on the part of Powell here, because, hey, this is just a game. It's just a game. And the young man's health is much more important than the scoreboard.
Yeah, nice to see the Powell trainer coming out there, Wayne Daniel, I believe that was. And now Cleveland's got themselves at 1st down and 10, ball at the 27-yard line. Carlos Thompson and Stephon Woods in the backfield. Broken play, here's Davis. Chased by Wiley King and brought down for the sack.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mark, super play by Wiley King. It was a busted play, and it would have been real easy for him to get suckered up inside, but he chases a quarterback down, comes up with a big stop, kept Cleveland from getting a big gainer that time.
They lost a yard. It's 2nd down and 11. Maybe that play seemed to fire up this Powell Panthers defense. They're hitting a lot harder.
Yeah, they need to. They really need to stick somebody, and they can't afford to go down 18 points.
Demetrius Smith joins the backfield. Woods in motion. Davis keeps it himself, looking to throw. He's under pressure. It is complete. Carlos Thompson. Nice catch from the big guy.
Oh, man, all the credit in the world to Tez Davis. It looked like Jeremy Haynes that time was in there in the backfield. Hit him as he released the football, so a nice throw. We've seen Davis. We talked about him before the game with the Cleveland announcers, and he stepped in and played nicely this year. 2 big completions here in the second half.
Yeah, we weren't expecting him to throw the football, and when he has, it's been few and far between, but they've both been right on the money.
Yes.
Referees stop the clock, and it will be a timeout for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Under 2 minutes remaining, Cleveland would love to get some more points on the board here. Another score, especially if it's another touchdown, they could shut the door here.
Well, you've got the ball, 3rd down and 3, a minute 55 to go in the third quarter. You're on, the 20-yard line as we look at the Powell cheerleaders. You know, it's important for Cleveland here if they can get the touchdown, get the right call here, keep the drive alive, because if you go up by 18 points, you've almost got the game and wrapped up. But a field goal and Powell still in it.
Going to have to try and get a report on Dante Hickey. See there the band from Powell. This has just been, I mean, there are people basically everywhere. It's still so surprising. I've not seen this many people at a high school football game all season. They are everywhere. Referees continuing to whistle. Now they're going to take an official's timeout.
Mark, you and I have talked a lot. You're down from New York, a grad student at UT, and I know you've been real impressed by the fans here in East Tennessee and the fever we have for high school football.
Oh, definitely. It's college football is king, but high school football, these are the players that one day will be playing at some of these SEC schools and schools across the nation. And Dante Hickey, Chris Robbins, we should expect to see them and on the future of Division I. Chris Robbins also is starting to get some looks. Matt Lowe, among his schools, he's looking at the University of Tennessee. So we're going to have to see. And finally, we are back to action. 3rd down and 3 for the Blue Raiders. Stephon Woods doesn't get there. Nice play by Jim Wolfenbarger.
Wolfenbarger with the stop. Chris Robbins set it up. Big play by the Powell defense, because now it's going to bring up 4th down. We're going to see what Benny Monroe does here. He's got the kicker, so I would be surprised if he doesn't attempt the field goal, but looks like Davis may stay on the field. They may go for it on 4th down.
This would be surprising. Joe Cordero has a huge leg, consistently boots him from between 40 and 45 yards, and Cleveland is going to take another timeout and talk this one over. But kind of interesting what we found out about their senior kicker, Joe Cordero. This is the first time that he's kicked in kicked football. He's a star soccer player. East Tennessee State is also taking a look at him as a field goal kicker. He's not even an American citizen.
No, he's not.
But he's lived here for many years. His family owns the famous Monterey restaurant. And we're going to have to take a look and see if Joe Cordero will come in here to kick. It looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down and 3. Benny Monroe going for the knockout punch.
Yeah, he is. I was hoping maybe we could get a free meal out of his family. You know, we hyped his son, but it looks like Benny Monroe is going to go for the 1st down here. That's a gutsy call. 4th down and 3 from the 20-yard line. But hey, you're defending state champions. You have to have a little bit of an attitude, a little bit of a swagger.
This is how you win football games, and they're without Dante Hickey. 4th down and 3. Thompson and Woods in the backfield. It's Woods. Close to a 1st down. It's going to depend on the spot.
Well, good job that time by Matt Lowe and Chris Robbins to come up hard, and he's not going to have the 1st down, Mark.
So the Powell Panthers defense has done the job. They'll have possession at the 20-yard line. Wiley King and Chris Robbins did some nice work defensively. Now it's going to be up to the offense of the Panthers to get something going. Matt Lowe has not been clicking so far tonight, and with under a minute to go now in the 3rd quarter, he's got to get something going on this drive. This is it.
You're right, man. I think you have to go back to the 1st quarter when they had that great field position and could only get 3 points out of it. They're paying for it now.
Give to Robbins. And he's not going to get much. The Blue Raiders have found the secret in stopping Chris Robbins. They're stacking the line, forcing the Panthers to throw the football, and they're not willing to do it. And by the way, Stacy Anderson has made his way back onto the field. Kind of surprising.
Well, he's a good receiver, and I think the young man knows what he did, because Clark Duncan certainly told him what he did wrong. But, you know, this is a dangerous offense. I think they need to open it up here.
Possibly the final play of the 3rd quarter. Lowe keeps it himself. Tries to get outside. And he gets out of bounds. The clock will stop. Tez Davis in on the stop. Also, Terry Villar. That's going to bring up 3rd down and about 3 yards to go. So another big play for the Powell Panthers. Matt Lowe, when he gets outside, he's had some room. We're going to have to see what they try and do here.
Well, when the Powell offense is clicking, it's when you've got Robbins up the middle and Lowe able to run outside. He needs to do more of that.
3rd down and 1 yard to go. Lowe to throw for Stacey Anderson, incomplete. A surprising call there. When you've got Chris Robbins in that situation, I don't know why you just don't hand the ball off to him and go up the middle.
Well, I think it was a good call because Anderson was wide open. Lowe just didn't hit him. You know, Matt Lowe is such a tough quarterback, but he just hasn't seemed to be on the money tonight throwing the football. But I think it was a good call because the receiver was open in the slot.
So on 4th down and 1, it looks like Powell is going to punt the football away. The Blue Raiders will stack that line, though. They may expect the fake. They only need 1 yard. Terry Villar is back to receive. High snap, nearly blocked. A good coverage kick from Lowe. Takes a neutral bounce. And it's taken at the 43-yard line. And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. Cleveland leads 14-3. Stay tuned for the 4th period. It should be a doozy.
Someone out there needs help, and you've decided to save them. Every year, thousands of people die waiting for organ and tissue transplants. To be a donor, even if you've signed something, you must tell your family now so they can carry out your decision later. Otherwise, it's like throwing a 12-foot rope to someone who's 15 feet away. Share your life. Share your decision.
I, Brandon, promise to do my best, help other people, friendly and kind. I had to smile. Promise to do my best, to do my duty, helping out, help the elderly, tree farm, plant a tree, that kind of stuff. Promise to guide my country, to help other people, doing good deeds for other people, taking care of your environment, fun, to obey the law of the pack.
Scouting, because it's so much to live up to.
It's a cool thing to do.
Maybe you can see there Dante Hickey on the sideline. He has got his shoulder pads off. Pierce got an ice pack down there too, and he is most definitely done for this evening. They're not going to take any chances with him, and we're going to have to see what his injury situation is. Playoffs start next week.
Yeah, playoffs start next week. The region winners no longer get a bye in the 1st round because they've expanded the playoffs. So Cleveland right now, 11-point lead. They have to be worried about this game and what's going to happen next week with Hickey.
1st down and 10 from the 44-yard line.
Yeah.
The give is to Smith, and he'll gain about 2. So with the loss of Dante Hickey, they're going to be spreading this offense around a lot. Demetrius Smith, Carlos Thompson, Stephon Woods should all expect to carry the football more than they normally would.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, Carlos Thompson, the fullback, he had 19 yards rushing in the 1st half. We've seen him a little bit more in the 2nd half, but boy, they really missed that explosiveness of Hickey.
And Cleveland would love to keep this clock moving. They have an 11-point lead. They're not going to take any chances, especially with Dante Hickey out of the football game. It's Thompson. Short of the 1st down, got up to about the 46. A late flag is down. That one may go on Danny Oliver. It is a personal foul on number 51 for Powell, and that is a killing penalty.
Boy, that is 2 personal fouls on Powell here in the 2nd half, and Coach Duncan very upset. The referee, Danny Yu, is explaining what the call was.
Coach Clark Duncan not happy with these personal fouls. Danny Oliver, one of the leaders on this defensive end, the personal foul will move them up 15 yards, and what would have been 3rd down and 1 instead is going to be a 1st down for Cleveland.
Well, let's face it, if you're going to win the region championship, you can't beat yourself. Now, sometimes things are going to happen in the ball game that are questionable as far as the call goes, and I think that may be the case here with what Oliver was just flagged for. But they threw the flag on Oliver, and I think in this case, the coaches may be defending him. So I'm curious as to what he said or did.
And now Coach Clark Duncan is going to talk it over with the referees. They're going to take Oliver out for a couple of plays. You probably are going to see him back in this football game.
I think so. He's got his helmet back on already, I think. He's pretty upset, and no, there he is. He's still with his helmet off, but that may be one of those calls where it's kind of questionable, but it's hard to say because we weren't on the field.
So now the Blue Raiders will have the ball at the 33-yard line. And the personal foul on Danny Oliver costs Powell a good opportunity to get the football back. Mike Huey marks off the call, and they'll have it at the 33. The Powell defense has got to get a turnover.
Yeah, they really do. They haven't really gotten one all night. Stacey Anderson back in the game for Powell. They really need to come up big.
Davis hands it off to Woods. Woods still moving, gets outside, and gets out to about the 16-yard line.
Oh, I got to tell you, Mark, Woods that time, did you see his legs churning and pumping and grinding? Powell just couldn't quite bring him down. Brian Cole had a shot. Several Panthers did, but he got outside, kept those legs pumping, and a really nice run.
Could have been up to the 18-yard, is now up to the 18-yard line. Could have been stopped down at the 30, but now it's another first down, and the Blue Raiders have a golden opportunity to slam the door on the Panthers. Here's Thompson. Nothing much. Gain about 1 yard. That'll bring up second down and 9. You're going to see this conservative play calling from Benny Monroe. They're not going to take many chances. I was kind of surprised to see Stephon Woods even carry the football, considering that he fumbled it a few plays on their previous possession. We just heard about Dante Hickey, a bruised sternum, possibly a bruised rib. He will not be back. That was from the spear of Stacey Anderson. So Dante Hickey's night is over. Smith in motion. Davis rolls out. Davis still moving. Gets to about the 2, and that was a planned play. Tez Davis took it himself, and they're inside the 5, and another great opportunity for the Blue Raiders to put this game out of reach.
You hit it on the head a second ago, Mark. Cleveland's not going to do anything foolish right now. They've got the 11-point lead. They're in great field position. Go ahead and keep the ball on the ground that time. Davis, like you said, a designed rollout. And now they've got the ball, first and goal on the 3-yard line, so they're ready to slam this door right now.
Thompson and Smith in the backfield. It's Thompson, and he's in. Touchdown, Blue Raiders. Demetrius Smith on the carry. That time they decided to give it to Demetrius Smith. They're up 20-3, and Benny Monroe's done a nice job switching things up. That time it was Smith in for 6, and this game could be out of reach.
I think you're right. You know, you lose your superstar, but what you do is you have a good stable of running backs, and a 6-play drive that time to start the fourth quarter, helped by a personal foul. What Cleveland needed to possibly slam this door shut.
Cordero's kick is up, and it is true. So with 9:56 remaining, Cleveland goes on top 21-3. You're watching TNI's High School Football Game of the Week.
He's a man with a mission.
I am so busy and so crucial and so important to the daily functioning of many Americans.
Leaving no liberal unturned.
There's no leadership there. Our sum total of our foreign policy is it's up to them.
He's shaking up America.
Don't try this at home. I am so good at this, I make it look easy, and everybody thinks they can do it.
Rush Limbaugh.
That's right, me.
Weekdays at 7:30 p.m. and 12:30 p.m. on TNI.
Hi, I'm Missy Kane. You know, almost everyone has been affected by cancer. My own mom's been battling it for a couple of years. So join me at the Race Against Cancer, November 5th, right here at Tyson Park. It's a 5K where you can walk, run, and collect pledges. Proceeds provide cancer screenings for at-risk individuals that can't afford care. So step out against cancer and pick up your entry forms at sponsor locations or call the Thompson Cancer Survival Center at 541-1227.
So a 21-3 lead for Cleveland. Another good drive for them. They got in for 7 more points. Demetrius Smith finished.
Yeah, 6-play drive, 56 yards, 2:04 off the clock. Helped by the personal foul call against Powell. So Cleveland in the first half only had the one big play, but they've had 2 good drives here in the second half. And I think unless Powell comes up with something big in a hurry, this game might be over.
They're up by 3 scores as Cordero will take this kickoff. Lowe's going to take it at the 10. Here is Matt Lowe to the 33. You notice that Joe Cordero is kicking the football away from Josh Lewis. Josh Lewis has more speed than Matt Lowe, more breakaway ability, and instead they'll go to Matt Lowe, who is quick, but a step quicker than Josh Lewis.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but this, with Colin Steen suspended for this game, but I think this is one area where they miss him because Lowe's having to return the kicks.
First down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Powell needs some points, and they need him in a hurry.
He's going to college on a scholarship or anything.
Lowe fires it. Incomplete. Josh Lewis somehow broke free. Oh, Josh Lewis has to be the sickest man on the field right now.
Oh, he has to be. He had gotten past the defender. The pass was perfect, just over the outstretched arms of looked like Maz Bryant, I believe, and that had 6 written all over it, but maybe a case of running with the football before you catch it.
Yeah, we don't know. Maybe Bryant got a fingertip on it or something, threw him off a little bit.
Right.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10. Powell has not been able to move the football in the second half. Smith blitzes, looking for Hayes. Incomplete. The secondary of the Cleveland Blue Raiders has been very impressive tonight.
They really have. They've clamped down on the receivers. It's just been a tough night offensively for Powell. They've been so explosive all year long. Chris Robbins, 12 touchdowns. Matt Lowe, 1,000 yards. Robbins, 1,000 yards rushing. Matt Lowe so efficient through the air, but they just haven't seemed to be crisp as they have been the rest of the season.
Lowe rolls out to his left, under pressure, still scrambling. Looks for Hayes, and what an interception by Tez Davis.
Just a beautiful, beautiful interception. Lowe rolling to his right, throws the ball to the receiver, Hayes, and Davis just jumps in front, stretches, leaps, comes down with it. That's athletic ability. You can't coach that.
Tez Davis, their quarterback, has impressed a lot of people tonight, including myself. Coach Clark Duncan, it just did not appear to be Powell's night.
I believe you're right, Mark. Just an outstanding play. Cleveland's come up with the big plays offensively and defensively, and I think they just took Lowe out on defense.
Yeah, Del Harris is coming in for him. Davis gives it up the middle. Thompson. First down. Finally gets taken down about the 38. Powell defense just a step slow. And they're down 21-3. They'll stop the clock and they'll move the chains again. And unless something drastic happens here, it's another Region 3 Class 4A championship for the top team in the state of Tennessee in Class 4A. The Cleveland Blue Raiders.
Yeah, we talked about Cleveland being such a powerful football team. I mean, last year, everyone talked like Cleveland could have beaten some small colleges. They were that good, and they haven't gotten that respect this year, but they just keep winning.
Here's Thompson again. He breaks it. Gets outside and gets to the 14. Carlos Thompson. This fullback has really stepped it up now since the absence of Dante Hickey, and Cleveland looking to put some more points on the board.
And, you know, Mark, Cleveland looks as fresh as if it were still the first quarter, and Powell just seems a step slow now off the ball. Just looked like a totally different team after that last turnover.
Ball's at the 14. It's Thompson again. Thompson still fighting. And he'll get to about the 8. That'll be a 6-yard gain. Carlos Thompson is so difficult to bring down. He is so strong. The legs just keep on moving. And the Blue Raiders have another chance to score.
Yeah, I really like Cleveland's scheme offensively. They've got to find the line. They do a good job blocking, clearing the holes, and the backs are very deceptive and very good at breaking tackles.
You know something interesting about number 4, Carlos Thompson? He's a state champion wrestler, so maybe that experience helps him break out of the holds of the Powell defense. Davis keeps it himself and gains about 1. That's going to be 3rd down. Ball will be at the 6. They've got to get to the 4-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 2. And if you're the Blue Raiders, you've basically just got to keep on running the ball. Probably you're not going to expect them to throw the football.
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, it would no sense turning the ball over. You're running the ball successfully. Go ahead and keep it on the ground, and if Powell stops you, they stop you, but don't stop yourself.
It's Woods. Gets outside. Close to the goal line, and he's in. Touchdown, Cleveland Blue Raiders. And that might do it. Stephon Woods shows some good speed for a big guy. They're up 27-3, and boy, they are proving that they're the #1 team in this state.
Yeah, they are. Kind of the Walter Payton type stiff arm as he came around the corner. We talked about Hickey's speed, but doggone it, when a running back is fast enough to jump outside like that, he's got some good speed of his own.
Cordero in to kick. Davis holds. The kick is up, and it is true. So with 6:33 remaining, it's turning into a rout. Cleveland 28, Powell 3.
Thousands of forest fires are started by people who never realize what they've done. Some of them never even set foot in the forest.
These women are prisoners, but instead of gray fences and bars, they're surrounded by green trees and open spaces. As part of the Salvation Army's Almost Home program, small groups of low-risk inmates are brought to a Salvation Army summer camp where they can get reacquainted with their children through counseling, crafts, games, and just spending time together. And after 14 years of the program, and more than 90% of the women returning to their families instead of a life of crime, you might say we've helped these prisoners find the perfect escape.
Football game on TNI is brought to you by Rush's Musical Services, 2 convenient locations, and by Tennessee Institute of Electronics.
Another impressive drive from the Cleveland Blue Raiders. And Scott, except for the first couple of drives, Powell really has not been in this football game.
Oh, you're right. And again, I have to go back to the first quarter when they had so many opportunities. An interception in the end zone. They could only get 3 points out of that first quarter, and it came back to haunt them here in the second half.
Lewis and Brad Waller now back to receive. Line drive kick. Lewis will take it at the 18. Lewis. Boy, did he get taken down by Demetrius Smith. This Powell team is so quick.
Cleveland team. Cleveland team's even quicker.
The Powell team, we thought would be a little bit quicker in this game. Instead, it's been Cleveland showing some nice quickness on offense, defense, and on special teams. What an impressive squad Benny Monroe has put together tonight.
Well, they're just an impressive group of athletes, very well coached, and when you've got that combination, you can see why they're on their way to winning the school record 24 straight games.
Matt Lowe still at quarterback. The give, he fakes it. Tries to get outside, and he'll have a first down. Maz Bryant there, and we're getting a little skirmish on the side. Tennille Hudgens with a little bit of extracurricular activity, number 7, sort of hit Matt Lowe when he was down, and that was ugly.
Yeah, that could have gotten uglier. I don't think, and I don't know if it was number 2 that time, Maz Bryant, taking him down, and I don't know that he intended to land on him like that, but Lowe took exception with it, and we're going to have a dead ball personal foul, and they're going to call it on Matt Lowe.
That is an interesting decision. And just when Powell was starting to get something going, it'll move him back a bunch. That's a dead ball foul. He was already out of bounds. The play was dead, but they'll march him back. And this is something that Coach Clark Duncan cannot appreciate. This is the third personal foul penalty on his team tonight. But now it appears the referees may be switching their position. Or no, actually, it's going to be first down and 25. They'll move the chains forward, and now they will march back the penalty. So,
Yeah,
kind of surprising, Scott. It looked from this vantage point that it was more a Cleveland penalty. Instead, maybe Matt Lowe did a little bit extra that we didn't see.
That's hard to call because sometimes the defensive back could get carried away and hit somebody like that out of bounds on purpose, and sometimes your momentum just carries you out. Either way, whoever's getting tackled shouldn't respond in a way that can get a penalty flag thrown, and that was a dead ball situation, so that's why it's a 1st and 25.
Emotions really riding high in this one. Lowe gives to Robbins, and he gains about 3. Referees have got to make sure this game does not get out of control. The players are really starting to hit now. Down 28-3, the aggressiveness takes a new hold, and Coach Clark Duncan's going to come out and talk to his team. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break. 28-3 Cleveland.
It's wild, it's wacky, and it's all on TNI. It's the Disney afternoon, and it's on weekdays at 4 on TNI. We've got all your favorites, like Aladdin.
Genius, was cool.
Tailspin, Goof Troop, Bonkers, and
Darkwing Duck, paragon of integrity.
So don't miss out. Tune in for some good, clean Disney fun.
Piece of cake, no problemo, not to worry.
Weekday afternoons at 4 this fall on TNI, the iChannel.
Catch Gargoyles Friday afternoons at 5 o'clock on TNI.
Coach Clark Duncan is not a happy man right now. His team is down 28-3, and his players are a little bit over-aggressive, and he's going to let them know it right now. Coach Clark Duncan, gotten to know him in the past couple of games that we've done here in TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. He's a very intense man, and he will not appreciate it when his players do make these type of mistakes, and he's going to let them know about it right now, even if it is his star quarterback.
Well, Clark Duncan has class written all over him. He does things the right way. He wins and loses with the same grace, and he's hot. And really, I can't blame him. You know, you don't want your team making silly mistakes, and you don't want your team getting flagged for personal foul penalties. And Powell has gotten flagged for 3 of them in the second half.
Clark Duncan will make his way off the field. And it'll be 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They've got to get to the 47.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll point to you when he comes.
Low, rolling out, under pressure. Incomplete. Boy, nice job by Carlos Thompson to deflect that one away.
Boy, Thompson just roared out of nowhere like a jet or something. And lucky for Powell that he didn't pick it off and go the other way, because that had 6 written all over it.
So 5:42 remaining. It brings up 3rd down and 22 yards to go. Cleveland is on their way to another region championship. And with the #1 seed in the state of Tennessee, Brentwood Academy is #2. Those two teams could be on a crash course again, just like they were in '93. Here's Matt Lowe. Incomplete. Looking for Josh Lewis. Matt Lowe just did not have it tonight throwing the football.
No, he really didn't. You know, like I said, we saw him in the Maryville game, and he's just been so sharp all year. And sometimes a football team has one of those nights. I mean, he's an exceptional quarterback and an exceptional young man, but just not that time.
Kurt Ramage limping off the field. Their starting tackle. That's a difficult loss for Powell. Of course, Powell will be has still made the playoffs. They'll finish 3rd, most likely, in Region 3. So they'll still be in the playoffs, but they will be on the road. Cleveland expecting a fake here. but they will kick it away. No one back to receive this one. A booming kick from Matt Lowe. That'll roll inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. A 47-yard kick from Matt Lowe.
That's two 47-yard kicks that he's had tonight, so hey, on the bright spot, those are the two longest kicks he's had in the season, punting. As long as 46 coming into the game, but tough night.
A content crowd. You can see here they were really up and at him earlier in this game. Not much to cheer about, though, for him tonight. They're down 28-3. Mark Nagy, Scott Bristol here with you. What was planning to be the game of the year, it really hasn't matched up to its billing. It matched up to its billing with the #1 team in the state, though, and Cleveland has been impressive.
Yeah, we had a good first half, but Cleveland's just taking control here in the third and fourth quarters.
Give up the middle to Thompson. He breaks it. Thompson to the 40. Cuts inside. One man to beat. Carlos Thompson down to the 5. If it wasn't for Brian Cole, he would have scored. Boy, Carlos Thompson is impressive.
This whole backfield for Cleveland, you take Hickey out, you give the fullback Thompson the football. That is tremendous speed for a fullback. This team is so talented offensively. They can just kill you in so many ways.
A 77-yard run puts them down to the 5-yard line, and the Blue Raiders are on the doorstep again. Under 5 minutes remaining now. A difficult night for the home team.
Coming up.
Takes it himself as Davis, and he's in. Touchdown, Cleveland Blue Raiders. Boy, oh boy, is this team impressive. This may be the best team that we've seen this season. It's difficult when you start going with the different classes, but from what we've seen tonight from this Cleveland Blue Raiders team, it's no surprise at all that they're the defending state champions. Cordero will kick. Bad snap, but the kick line drives and gets in. That was an ugly looking kick from Joe Cordero, but it went through. They're up 35-3.
I think that's about the only ugly thing that Cleveland has done all night. You know, the scoreboard says 35-3 with 4:40 left. Cleveland won last year 42-3, and the papers may say 35-3 in the morning, but really, sometimes scores can be deceptive. Yes, Cleveland's won this game handily, but for 2.5 quarters, this was a good football game.
It definitely was. The first half, I thought, was dominated by the Powell Panthers. If it wasn't for that one big play by Dante Hickey, they were going to go into halftime with a 3-0 lead, and they had a really good chance to even go up by a score of 10-0. But instead, it's going to be these Cleveland Blue Raiders winning it again. Winning Region 3. They're getting used to these things at Cleveland. 35 unanswered points for Cleveland, and some disconsolate faces on the Powell Panthers sideline.
Well, with the loss, they're going to finish third in the region because of losses to Anderson County and Powell. Anderson County and now Cleveland. So Powell's going to have to go on the road to start the playoffs.
Cordero taken by Brad Waller. Waller will get up to about the 25 before he is gang tackled by a bunch of Blue Raiders, and they'll have it at the 25. Matt Lowe is going to stay in this football game. This may be the final drive he's in here. Don't want to risk any injuries, but what I'm surprised to see, well, I'm not surprised to see, rather, is that Dante Hickey has not been back in this football game, but I will be very surprised to see what his status is for next week when the playoffs start.
Yeah, like we said, a bruised sternum and a bruised shoulder, was it? Bruised ribs. So Cleveland, obviously, they've got this game wrapped up. Now they're concerned about getting him healthy for next week's contest.
4:17 to go. It's Robbins up the middle, and he breaks it to the 50 and to the 41. You know, we saw that from Chris Robbins in the first half, but other than that run, Robbins has been shut down in the second half, and that's been a big reason why Powell has struggled offensively.
No, you're absolutely right. Robbins had 111 yards rushing in the first half, a couple of big runs, but Cleveland's done a good job shutting him down, and people talk about the Cleveland offense, but again, give credit to their defense for not letting Powell into the end zone so far.
Lowe keeps it himself, and he'll gain about 4. Tennille Hudgens in on the tackle. Coach Clark Duncan, what can he tell his squad after this game? They went out here in front of a packed house, and they did not play up to their ability. Next week, the playoff starts. It's an entirely new season, and they'll go in, most likely, as the third-ranked team from this region.
Well, you tell them 2 things. I mean, first of all, yeah, Cleveland beat them, and at the point, this moment, they're ahead by 32, but you say, hey, we had some chances, and if we'd have executed such and such plays in the first quarter, we got a touchdown or 2 here, and we could win this football game.
Lowe looking to throw. Hayes is there. Complete. Nice catch by Jeremy Hayes. Marcus Donahue was all over him. Matt Lowe laid that one in perfectly.
Well, that's been the best pass that Matt Lowe has thrown all night, and that's the kind of passes that he's been completing all season. Just hadn't done it so far. Just a beautiful pass, nice arch on it, come down to the receiver. Now Powell set up, and I think it was good that they kept Lowe in the game on this possession. Get some points and get a touchdown and have something good to finish the game on.
Ball's at the 5-yard line. First down and goal. It's Robbins, and he's in. Touchdown, Powell. Chris Robbins in for 6 points, and there's the horn that we were talking about. That train, the Powell Station Express, finally got a chance to do its work. Unfortunately for them, it's with 2:29 remaining. See the train right there. The first time it's gotten to blow for a touchdown in this game.
Well, they've been waiting all night. Nathan and David Faust have been waiting all night to blow that horn. So it's a shame for Powell that it took till 3 minutes left in the football game to be able to do it.
Gentry in to kick. The kick is up, and it is true. 2:29 to go. Powell down 35-10. You're going to want to stay tuned for our post-game coverage after this. We're going to not only wrap up this game, hopefully get to talk to a couple of the players from Cleveland and to their head coach, Benny Monroe, but also we're going to sort of wrap up the season, talk about the guys behind the scenes that you don't get to see here on TNI's High School Football.
Well, we couldn't do our job without them doing theirs, and they've done a fabulous job all season.
Most definitely. Now down 35-10, 2:29 remaining. You're going to have to expect the onside kick right here. But it's something that you don't see high school teams work on that much in practice.
No, you really don't. But I like to call it the good hands team. The All-State team is coming out. You see nothing but backs and receivers right now. So Powell's going to come on and attempt the onside kick. Get it back. Who knows? Get another touchdown on board. Something good, a good note to end the game on.
Cleveland setting up for a regular return. They're not expecting the onside kick, but that's what it's going to be. Gentry is going to take this one. He might just boot this one down the middle. Let's see. Gentry. Well, that's an onside kick. And Howard Bain will take it. Smart play by Bain. No reason to try and chance anything. Just fall on the football. Let your offense run out the rest of the clock.
Yeah, exactly. Just go ahead. And the ball came straight at him, so that makes it easy on the receiving team in a situation like that.
And the onside kick, what you really want is for a couple of hops and that one big hop, but they really don't work on it that much in high school.
Yeah, if you saw highlights of the Tennessee game last week, you saw South Carolina execute just the perfect onside kick.
That's right.
You can't do it much better than that. But Powell able to execute, so Cleveland's going to be content to run out the clock.
And a new quarterback in for Cleveland, Terry Villar. Tez Davis will take a break, and he has deserved it. Handoff comes up the middle. Lots of new guys in for Cleveland. Look like Tim Callahan.
Yeah, go ahead and give the starters the rest of the night off. They've earned it. Callahan coming in. He wants to pick up a few yards, and looks like that picks up 6 yards for Cleveland. They'll be content to run these last few seconds out.
Lots of substitutions on each side of the football. A lot of guys getting some much needed playing time. That's Bain. And he gets stood up at about the 48. That's going to bring up 3rd down. But Cleveland, another winning program, another winning season. They're 10-0, their 24th straight win, but now the second season begins. It's the playoffs, and none of this will mean anything if they can't make it all the way back to Nashville again for the Clinic Bowl.
That's right. They'd like to make 2 straight trips to the Clinic Bowl, see if they can defend that state championship, 4A classification, and they've got the troops to do it.
Villar will keep it himself. He's going to be short of the 1st down as the clock moves down to under 40 seconds remaining. Maybe about one more snap, and that would do it. But for Powell, it's been a great season for them. They're going to finish up at 8-2. Nothing to be disappointed in, and they've got to regroup because the road to Nashville starts next week.
Starts next week. They're going to have to go on the road. You know, I guess the biggest thing is Powell came into this game with a chance to win. They didn't take advantage of some breaks early on, and I think what probably upsets Coach Duncan the most is some of the personal foul penalties in the second half.
That is the final snap. That will do it. Woods will keep going. The clock stops, and your final score, the Cleveland Blue Raiders have won the Region 3 Class 4A championship for the 2nd consecutive year. They beat Powell 35-10. And we will be back in a second with some post-game stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. Come on back. Come on, Cameron.
I, Brandon, promise to do my best, help other people, friendly and kind. I had to smile, promise to do my best, to do my duty, helping out, help the elderly, truthful, plant a tree, that kind of stuff. Promise to guide my country, to help other people, doing good deeds for other people, taking care of your environment, fun, to obey the law of the pack.
Scouting, because it's so much to live up to.
It's a cool thing to do.
Another game, another championship for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. They win this one by a score of 35-10. And now we are joined by head coach Benny Monroe and Stephon Woods for this one. And I'm going to start off with you for a minute, Coach. First of all, tell us a little bit about the condition of Dante Hickey. He took a really tough hit in the 3rd quarter. How's he feeling?
I think he's all right. He was tender in his chest. The guy, headgear came into his chest area, and he was real tender in there. And he's also had he's got a little asthma, and he's having a little asthma attack last night. I think that's part of it, but I think Dante's all right. Dante is about as tough as you'll find anywhere, and I don't think he'd miss a game for that little bit of a hit, but we'll check him when we get back. I think he's fine.
Another region championship, a 10-0 season, but now you've got the 2nd season starting next week, and all your emotion and everything has to go into next Saturday's game.
Yeah, we put a lot into this game because it was Powell, and we knew Powell was a very tough football team physically, one of the better teams we've seen, and probably the best team we've seen since Brentwood Academy last year. And our coaches put a lot into it. I think we neglected our game last week because of this game, and I thought we did a real good job second half of offensively of moving the football.
Tez Davis has been very impressive in this football game. Didn't throw the football that much, but when he did, he was right on target. He really led this squad led the squad well tonight.
Yeah, we've had a lot of Davises. I've coached a bunch of them, and he, of course, is one of them. And his brother was a great receiver for us, and Buck, his uncle, was a great running back for us. They're all great athletes, and I never really felt like we'd have any great problems when he went to quarterback. We lost a real good quarterback in the middle of the season, and he has stepped up and really helped the football team, and I'm real proud of him.
And finally, it was kind of tough. You guys a little bit late for this football game. Your bus broke down. How did that affect your team?
Well, I think it hurt us a little early, but we got almost to Lenoir City, and the air, they had an air leak on. We'd ride that big trailway bus so we don't have any problems, and I'm sitting on the side of the interstate for an hour and looking at my game plan and thinking. Having to sit down there on the interstate and wondering if we were going to make it to the game.
Another season, another region championship for you, Coach. Thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck in the playoffs. Okay, now we're going to be joined by Stephon Woods. And Stephon, you really had a big game tonight. You got a few carries in there. And tell us a little bit about your touchdown run.
I just knew I had to do it, so I just did it.
Okay. Coach is going to be spreading the football around a lot. That's what he had to do in that second half, and you guys really seem to be up to the task. Also, Carlos Thompson. The whole offense seemed to be clicking tonight.
Yes, it was.
Okay, now another region championship for you guys, and next week you've got the playoffs coming up. A little bit nervous about that, or do you guys feel really confident? You've won 24 in a row.
We probably feel really confident in that.
Really confident.
Yeah.
All right, well, Stephon, thanks a lot for joining us. I know you got to get to the bus, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, take care. And now we're going to be joined by Scott Bristol. And Scott, this was a really impressive football performance by the Cleveland Blue Raiders, and they've been everything that's been advertised.
Well, they really are, and you shouldn't let the kid hog the mic like that, Mark. Nice, polite young man. They really are everything that was advertised. 24 straight wins now. They're looking to defend their state championship, and they can beat you in so many ways. And you lose a Dante Hick, and you think, hey, this is our chance to win the football game. But they have such depth in the backfield, and so many running backs that can come in, replace their quarterback with another guy, and they still click. And Benny Monroe, when you talk about high school coaches in Tennessee, his name comes up as just one of the best, and he's just a class act.
What a successful program he has put together for the Cleveland Blue Raiders. Now, on the other hand, Powell, a disappointing 35-10 loss tonight. Coach Clark Duncan has got to be telling his team, it was a tough one tonight, but next week, the playoffs start.
Yes, I'm sure he is. Coach Duncan has worked with us this year. This is the second Powell game that we've done, and he's been so great to work with. You couldn't ask for much more from a coach as far as cooperating with the media, and he knows all the things to tell his kids right now. And hey, you finished third in the region, and it's time to start the second season. And starting next week, everybody's 0-0 again, and go out and get a victory on the road and see if you can advance in the playoffs.
It was a tough loss for them. They had the absence of Colin Steen. That did hurt them tonight. It appeared both offensively and defensively. It was a tough loss, but Matt Lowe and a lot of senior leadership on this squad, you have to expect him to bounce back.
Oh, you have to. I think Matt Lowe will come back next week and have a much stronger game than he had this week. I have to wonder, we saw Lowe in on the kickoff team and the punt return team because of the absence of Steen, and I wonder how much that affected Lowe's ability to run the offense. I really do.
You really have to wonder about that, but this is not planned. Let's try and pan down a little bit here so I can actually pick up something. Yes, it is the roster of the TNI crew. So let's go through that if we can quickly. Our engineer was Dale Heinrich. We had two producers the first half of the season. First 4 games, we had Link Hudson, and then Craig Bates took over. Directors, we've had Chris Walton, and Steve Workman did a nice job tonight. Sound man, Andy Moss. Camera, we had David Gowie, Bill Hudson, Chris Douglas, and Darwin Spradlin, and our utility man, Cameron Gowie. So that is going to do it for our season here on TNI's High School Football Game of the Week. For Scott Bristol, I'm Mark Nagy. Your final score, Cleveland 35, Powell 10. They win the Region 3 Class 4A championship. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Have a good night.